Why, hello. Hello, hi. It is me, it is I. Small time Didi, you're Rakgadi on the internet, and I am back. Just terug, you guys. I know, like, I am bird, but I'm also big. Like, she's back. It's been a minute. Been a bad girl in that I've been away, but I'm back. Still yelling, apparently. Um, I want to say I'm working on that, but then I'm just gonna look like a liar by July when you realize I'm still yelling. So I don't know what to do about that. I really don't know what to do about that. We are gonna get straight into it. On my TikTok, I was flooded with TikToks around the issue of black tax. And obviously it happens like a couple of times a year. January is peak time, obviously. Everybody's experiencing those financial stresses, and you are all tense and stuff because not only have you just come out of a time of the year that demands so much spending on frivolous shit, like, but you're also now in the early stage of the next year where you need to spend money on some not so frivolous things like school fees and just resetting your life if you don't have kids and stuff. But we all know you all are just giving birth, so kids, right? That's the main thing that everybody seems to be complaining about. So my TikTok was flat, and all the TikToks were staged. And I went to the original video. It was this lady speaking in Zulu. Hopefully I can find the video, and if I do, I will insert it here, and then y'all can watch that, and then I'll come back and have the chat if I can find that TikTok. Okay, so let's have a look.
Yabo mama bashadile. Ake nibe ne-conference nje. Yanodwa, niyezwa? Seniyikhulumile ama-side check yezwakale, ngiyacabanga ukuthi abanikazi bayisihambe yaze yafika kubona. Nikhuluma nini le ndaba yenu nina yobunhliziyo embi yokuthi ufike ushadwe kahle indoda oyazi kahle ukuthi yi-breadwinner kubo, ebihlala nabazali bayo, nabobhuti bayo, nabosisi bayo, nabashana bayo. Masishode wena usuthi akusekho ukudla okuzohanjiswa kuloya muzi loyana. Kanjani manje lo muntu oshade naye kade i-breadwinner, nkosi yami, kungabe kusadliwa kuloya muzi ngoba sekufike wena sihogo senhliziyo? Sengaze kube nomuzi ekuzophuma khona izidumbu zendlala ngoba sekufike wena sigoloza. Hlanganani nibonisana, anenzi kahle, anenzi kahle.
So this is interesting. A lot of Zulu being spoken. I'm not Zulu speaking, but I picked up on the fact that she is saying that the married women need to gather at that conference where they gather and convince each other that the fact that they're getting cheated on is okay. At that very conference, they need to have on the agenda the issue of marrying into a family where you marry a breadwinner of said family, and then once you guys are now a married couple and you're going off to start your own little family on your own, you now don't want that person to carry out the role of breadwinner that they had been playing out before they met you, whilst you all were dating, now that you all are married. And she's feeling like it's messed up that you guys want this person to now stop contributing to the family that they come from, to invest all they like time, energy, and really resources. It's really a monetary conversation, the conversation of black tax. So first of all, this lady is so stupid. I'm sorry. Not stupid. The word, I don't mean to use stupid, but I don't know how much she's applied herself. And I suppose we need somewhat of a working, not definition, but an understanding of what I understand black tax to be, because it's so layered. I don't want to look up a definition because it's just so layered depending on, like, the family you come from, the economic structure from where you come from, how you're going to get taxed is going to vary. Right? But to me, it's basically the issue of how we are as black people. I'm gonna generalize now. No, we're not a monolith. Don't get all like we don't all have to take care of it. Okay, good for you. Okay, go away. Okay, great. But the point is, a lot of us come from, because that's just the nature of this country, we're poor. South Africa is actually a very, very poor country. I know the three of you who are in your nice entry-level jobs and you now earning monies that you never thought you'd ever see ever in your life. You think like everything is Gucci, and we're poor. As a country, we are poor. So it creates a dynamic where community is important, leaning on each other in all manner of ways becomes social, like us, the fabric of who we are as a people across the board, right? You make it out, and by out I mean it's usually the educational route where everybody pours their resources into you as the breadwinner, right? Maybe you're the firstborn, or you are the first one that's showing promise of some, academic progress. You're inclined that way, you're doing well in school, so then resources are channeled your way to foster your well-being, to get you out of this poverty situation. Maybe you pursue higher education and then you work a decent enough job. When you get in that job, there's an understanding and an unsaid understanding that you now need to do all that you can to help home, right? If it's an issue of helping parents put the siblings through school, if it's an issue of just sending money home because we don't even have enough money for groceries and things like that, because like shit is dire out here, right? If it's an issue of maybe now we can start doing some upgrades to our home so that people have a little bit more space, mom and dad have their own bathroom, maybe things like that, or maybe we didn't even have a bathroom and things like that, and you understand. So that's the understanding. When you make it out of poverty, so to speak, you now channel what you have left. That's my understanding of it. It's brilliant as a concept. I come from a situation similar to that. I still exist in that, really, the society I exist in, that's the fabric. Still, I like to pour into my siblings and they pour into me and we pour into our parents, and we're always trying to move as a unit, understanding that if one does one thing separate from the others or doesn't contribute to this, yet wants to come home and benefit from whatever it is we're doing, it's simply not gonna work. There was no meeting about it. It's just the way we function as people. I get it. That said, I am not about to take food out of my niece and nephew's mouth because I'm like, you're the breadwinner. Like, I'm not about to say some stupid shit like that to my brother. And maybe my situation is not dire enough. I'm prepared to be wrong and walk it back. I won't because of that. But I don't understand the entitlement sometimes that we experience. And this is where this person loses me. There's some points that we're going to get into. We've lingered on this for too long. Okay. I need us to address the entitlement, the mental strain that it takes on said breadwinner, and the strain that the young marriage that breadwinner has now entered into, that new journey. Those are the 3 points that I want us to really have a chat about, because it's not that simple as saying, oh, he's always sent money back home or brought things with when he comes back home. That shouldn't change just because this person is married now. And even outside of marriage, even though the premise of the chat is once you are married, you no longer do what you're supposed to do because of the TikTok that we're using to have this chat. Like, my leg is asleep. Oh my God. Why I'm always trying to chat sitting on the floor? Like, you are not the Dalai Lama, bitch. Like, why can't you just sit up? Like, my leg is asleep. Okay. The point is, I don't even meditate. Why am I down here? Why am I down? Okay. So, stay with me. Please stay with me. Great. My issue here is that when we do the pouring back into the family we come from, how we move as Black people is a lot of things go unsaid because we assume there's a consensus around an issue. A lot of assumptions run. We say things like, that's just what we do. Do you understand? But I think the other thing that we're not doing, especially if you're a breadwinner, you gotta have those meetings. You gotta sit people down and let them know that when I was in matric, yes, my sister had to forego certain things so that I could get those things. And when I was in varsity, people had to forego certain things because it was important that I get the things I need when I was out there in the world to advance myself and therefore advance my family at large. That doesn't mean you can't now come back and have conditions as to pouring back into my family will only be done if these things are met. For instance, some of you just keep making babies with fucking losers. I don't care how anybody feels about this. I don't even know why you guys are having some of these kids with men who can't take care of their kids. Now, all of a sudden, the kids that you've had, you don't have a job or you don't have a good job. You've had these kids with different people who can't contribute. The fathers of these children can't raise them. And somehow this becomes your brother or your older sibling, whoever the breadwinner is of the family. It becomes their obligation to raise these kids for you because you don't know how to not bring life into the world that you cannot afford to take care of. Right? But nobody's supposed to say that. This person, and I've noticed that when the elder sibling or the person who makes it out happens to be a woman, she forgoes so many things. She prolongs having a personal life, finding a meaningful relationship, long-term marriage or whatever, because she's too busy pouring back into you guys. They may move differently, but we'll get into that. So the older sibling or the breadwinner will forgo whatever it is they desire because they're aware that like I'm still helping you raise your kids. And then you also still have the nerve to go and lay up under these men. The same men who are pouring back into your kids. But then you're gonna get mad at your sibling finding a spouse and wanting to use their money to grow their new family, to support their kids from their very loins. You're gonna be so mad at the wife because the TikTok was targeted at you wives who marry our brothers, who are breadwinners, and then you stop them from playing the role of uncle, father. Right? You guys are losers. The worst part is when it's the same loser. Like you have two kids with the same loser, and he's around. Like, oh, nah, but he's not contributing anything because you want cuddles. That's what you're not mad at yourself for having babies with a loser. You're not mad at the loser for being a loser. You are mad at your brother's wife for expecting your brother to play the role of husband, of provider, protector. That's who you want to get mad at. Not you. Not your fucking ass for not knowing how contraceptives work. That's not why you want to get mad. Stupid, dumb. Stop it. Quit. Why? I don't understand why it's actually happening. And then the entire... Calm down. Right? Oh, caught myself there. Yo, it was going to go bad. We were about to unravel, you guys. Rakgadi was about to lose her style. Have y'all noticed that I'm more calm when I have a wrap on? Has anybody else noticed that? Like, I'm really sensible and like Rakgadi-esque. The moment my hair is down, please understand, I'm just gonna let it rip. Like, it's not gonna work out properly. Like, oh my god, I'd offend you too, Kubana. Please. That's not the point. Back to the chat. That's the one thing that annoys me. The entitlement, feeling like your spouse is not supposed to, and it's usually, we gotta get real. It's usually when the breadwinner is a man, and sometimes there isn't a man in that house, right? Dad ran off, or dad passed away, or dad just never made it in life to such a degree that he could contribute financially to the well-being of his family, and now the eldest brother or the working brother assumes the role of like de facto parent or whatever you want to call it, and they are now dad, and you're looking at this person to make your life simple. Into the mental strain of things we go, which is my second point. Do we ever sit and think about the strain it takes? Because it's usually not a high earning career. That's the other chat, right? It's usually them going into a career that had funding. So teaching, nursing, right? These are careers where you could easily look up how much people in these fields earn, especially at entry level. And you could quite early on realize that it's not that much. And the amount of pressure we're mounting on this person to take care of us, the amount of things we're asking from this person ought to take some strain on them. it's going to take, because they don't want to say no, because then they're ungrateful and you don't know where you come from. So people are picking up extra shifts. People are, they're living off less, right? If they're working elsewhere and they have to send money back home, they go without so many, not even luxuries, basics, right? You can't even tell from looking at them that this person wakes up early and they go to a job and they have a salary, because they feel this pressure to send money. The depression, the stress we mount on our brothers, because that's the chat, right? The TikToks is talking about, the women who stopped their husbands from sending money home. Your brother doesn't have it like that. I don't think you understand. Like, Woody don't got it like that. I really don't think you understand how money works. And I get that when you come from less, when somebody starts earning it, even if something as little as 5K, you like, oh my God, because you've never come across an amount like that in your life. It feels like they should carry everything, buy the groceries for you, buy the nappies for you while the baby daddy just sits and does nothing, buy your parents chronic medication that they need. Life is expensive, and still be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle for themselves. The strain, your brothers are taking a lot of strain. Your brother's not Superman. He is not the Man of Steel, babe. I don't know what to tell you. You are fucking with your brother's mental health. And if it's your sister, you are your breadwinner sibling, you're fucking with their mental. You sitting there and not wanting to help yourself. It's one thing, me taking care of my parents because they're no longer able to do it for themselves. I come from them. I love them. Taking care of them is like a no-brainer. Fucking grown, and not to be ableist, but it's usually you able-bodied bitches and dudes just chilling at home wanting to do nothing, talking about like my brother will do it. Your brother is taking strain with your dumb ass. Like, but that I don't, y'all know I don't care to advocate for men all that much. So it's really just an older sibling thing that I've picked up on. They go into debt for you guys to give you guys these things that you're asking for, and then you still let them down. That's the other thing that I've noticed. La feila. And that's why I'm saying that meeting is important, right? I will only send money back home if you don't make these babies. Like you in particular, I'll put you through school if you don't get some girl pregnant and now we have some girl's baby we need to get concerned about. I'll put you through school if you don't get pregnant and the pregnant thing. Oh, you love to do it. I don't know why people from these dynamics like to make babies. Love to make babies. But anyway, next point our last one. Whew, marriage. Marriage is a social contract, a religious agreement of sort, a social. There are obligations. There's a contractual obligation within the institution that is marriage in itself, meaning that there's an understanding of sorts as to what we're supposed to bring into the situation, right? I'm not marrying somebody to take care of them and solely take care of them. Back to the TikTok, because she said we marry these people and then we expect them to stop doing what it is they were doing for home. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you come to my house, go, and you do that, and they open for you, and you say you saw a pretty flower in the garden and you want it, and they pluck it for you, and you take me, and then you don't go and repot me and nurture me and nourish me so that I can remain, you want me to wither away. Because you have to send money to your house. No. You are not removing me from my comfort to come and make me be understanding of the fact that you are poor at your house and now I know. Then don't marry me. You actually do not have the means to see through your contractual obligation to me. And as far as marriage is concerned, and it's the men who do it, right? Like I said, if the breadwinner is a woman, she'll often forego having those things, the luxuries of, I say luxury, but it's really basic to a lot of people. We require it as humans, but like finding love and finding partnership and having, children and stuff. A lot of people want that. A lot of women who are breadwinners will forego that or put it off for as long as possible while trying to fix the situation at home. Men don't, because they're fucking selfish. Men will pursue you knowing good and goddamn well that they are putting all their resources back home. Pursue you. And once you're in them, we come from these families where our dads are worshipped like by their nieces and nephews and their siblings. And December, there's a funeral, there's a wedding. Oh, woot mang mang. Like, everybody's always so excited to see your dad. But you and your siblings and your dad think your dad is a fucking loser. And you can't stand him. He's in the house taking up space, breathing air that he has no, like, business breathing. Like, stop fucking breathing because you're not serving us here. Everybody else feels the opposite. Why? Because he's channeling all his resources to them. He sends all his money to them. He puts his cousins' kids through school while your mom does everything at your house, right? She'll do all the housework, get up, go to work, pay all your school fees, do all of these things. And she's just, according to this lady in her TikTok, she's just supposed to understand that he has other obligations. Then he had no business getting into this marriage. Because he cannot hold up his end of the contract. In actual fact, what he wants is for me to keep him alive while he keeps home alive. And I get nothing. And I'm supposed to be okay with it. It's the nerve. It's the nerve that the sister, another woman, you, the TikTok person, you want a woman to forgo her rights within this contractual obligation. Like, just be like, no, it's fine. He's saying, who's taking care of me? I'm married to your so-called brother now. Who's taking care of me? He has an obligation to do for his family. Then don't get married. It's that simple. If you are still fixing up home and doing this and doing that, and that's your priority, don't get married. Don't. Ask us, the children from the two-parent households whose moms were playing like all the roles and our dads were just there. They're irritating. They're fucking annoying. When they come home, they drain the fucking energy out of the room. We don't want to deal with them. When you need something, you go to your mom. You coughing, you go. They serve no actual function except using your mom. That's what they do. That's what they marry your mom for. They want somebody to keep them alive. Your mom will buy the food. And he will be taking out loans to take his sister's kids to school who are going to fail. I could sit on this forever, but I think y'all get me. Like, if you don't, then I don't know what to say. And I suppose then in conclusion, if I'm to tie this up nicely, which I'm going to try to do this year, but like, January, guys, like, we're still on that, oh my God, resolution. By Feb, I won't be tying shit up. I'll just be like, y'all heard me, I'm out. But to tie it up, I'm not saying the concept is bad. It's who we are. It's the only way we're going to help each other out of poverty. But like, we need rules. We cannot operate on these broad assumptions of we just know what it is. Nobody's sending money back home. Like, food, yes. I mean, yeah, people need to eat, understand that. But like, I am not about to continue to support you guys at home if you guys aren't doing anything to get yourselves out of that situation, or the things that you are suggesting I help you with aren't to help you out of that situation. They're all to address like an immediate need, like bread and butter shit. Like, that's not helping anybody. It's really not. Now who don't get yourself out of these situations where when your so-called brother passes away, you're fighting his wife and kids for his like resources and stuff because you didn't bother to get yourself out of like the pickle that is poverty. Like, and I know it's not of your making. That's not even the issue. But I'm saying wives don't owe the family they're marrying into an understanding as to why the man they're marrying can't do his part. We already know he's not going to do the housework and things like that. So the least he can do is pay some shit around, yeah. But that's it. Bye, Yala.